Salutations, friends. Hope you're well. As part of my ongoing process of becoming a little more responsible for the career side of my composing, I've just launched an album on streaming services. That's right, Spotify, YouTube, and a bunch of other ones I've never heard of before. It's called Introspection, albeit written with some fancy formatting. So what's on it? Recordings I'm very happy with of two pieces I'm very proud of, and feel are very representative of the kind of stuff I like to write. Plus they tend to play well together, like two kids in a sandpit. There's the Sonata for Flute and Piano, which features the incredible fluting of Bridget Mantelli along with myself on the pianophone, and then my Sonata for Piano, which again features my pianoing. These two works were born out of a lot of introspection during important times of my life, and feel authentically me in sound and spirit. Plus, they've played well for audiences over time, so rest assured they've been thoroughly road tested, and the recording of the flute sonata is actually a live one. Both these pieces go for about 25 minutes and are made up of 3 parts, or movements, or tracks, whatever language you're familiar with. I like writing extended pieces of music because the music which has most impacted me over the years has been extended. I've had to sit with it. And I love when a piece casts a spell on me over a substantial period of time, really takes me on a journey of the imagination. Plus, I feel it's kind of countercultural these days. Forgive me if I feel like writing a 25-minute abstract work for flute and piano feels somewhat like sticking it to demand in this world of TikTok, consumable music, and shorter attention spans. The incredible artwork, which is perfect to me in every way for this album, is by my friend Carita Farah Spencer, and you should definitely check out her socials because everything she does is great. The Sonata for Flute and Piano is like an exercise in mindfulness and awareness of nature. On a walk in Bowen Heads, I came across 3 flowers which were sort of iconic for the Surf Coast region, and I decided to stop and really look at them rather than just keep walking. I think these flowers, like all flowers, have a sort of alien beauty to them. Their makeup and their way of life are completely different to our own. And when you really look at them, they're beyond strange, yet they're intuitively beautiful to us. I want to write music like that, music that doesn't sound necessarily like a lot of other music you'll hear, but which, if you give it time, will reward you and be spellbinding in ways you might not have expected it to be. I also like the idea of music that's grown out of the earth itself and yet takes on a form that is pleasing to the ear, or pleasing to my ear anyway. I decided to write music inspired by each of these flowers, and by gazing into something so small for such a long time, you kind of end up gazing into yourself, into your own subjective interpretations, associations and memories. I think that idea is cool, and the whole piece is about that. These movements are abstract in order for you to hear what you hear, make the associations that you make. That is the experience. I often think upon Quentin Blake's famous line, to see a world in a grain of sand. And I love the idea that this imagined psychological landscape can all stem from the humble act of writing about a flower. Since I found all 3 of these flowers while going for a walk near 13th Beach, the work opens with my version of waves crashing into the shore, as a way of opening the curtain on this strange world of botanical mind music. This leads on to us crashing through the looking glass and ushering in a movement placed on the Carpa Brotus Rossi, known as pig face, in all of its beautifully ugly glory. And the whole movement is intended to have a sort of slow burn effect, gradually leading you by the hand into this strange world. The second movement is inspired by the coastal beard heath, Leucopogon parviflorus, and is also labelled scherzo, which in classical land means something quick and playful. And the third track is inspired by the coastal tea tree, and is labelled lento, which means slow and reflective. Though I should warn you that by the end, things get pretty exuberant, since something happened in my life that was very good at the time I was writing it. And That's just the thing. My own experiences leaked into this study in botany and mindfulness, and I welcome them, just like I welcome it when any listener's experiences shape what they hear and how they interpret something. I think that process is beautiful. The second work on the album was actually written earlier, but it's similarly extended and similarly personal. I actually hid symbolism throughout the thing, which was never meant to be explained, but rather act as a private journal of sorts. It was a different time of my life then. The first movement is actually called Journal and features two themes which over time swap their appearance and take on each other's form. You can read into that what you will. In the second movement, you can hear the beginnings of the approach that would end up defining my flute sonata. Here I looked at the Magnolia grandiflora and let it write the music through my own brain. And again, I was quietly expressing a part of me that I had otherwise kept hidden. And the third and final part is called Hymn and features a jubilant, if not abstract, theme which gets continually mirrored in a dance of symmetry. And later, a primordial, otherworldly tune turns up which looks over it all. Again, symbolism abounds, but you don't need to get it to hear this music. It was merely a way of me making the music in the first place. When I listen to long pieces of music, I like to go on a big drive outside of the city, or lie down with headphones on, eyes closed, that kind of thing. Whatever helps me block out the world and just take the music for what it is. You can of course listen to this piece however you so desire, just know that my favourite music demands my full attention and takes me away. And in turn, that's the kind of music I like to write. Anyway, if you want to listen to it, I hope you enjoy listening to it. And if you don't want to listen to it, I hope you enjoy not listening to it. Either way, if you just give it a click on Spotify, that will help reduce the amount of tumbleweed blowing across it. Over and out.